Ladies and gentlemen, like the Go Colony, it's now time for Home for the Holidays. Please welcome your host, John McDonald!
Hey, let's get that energy up. How's everyone doing? I think there's a leak in the ceiling. Okay, I'm not gonna stand over there. All right, great to be here. We have a great show for you. By the way, hi, I'm John Pounder. I connected with the audience. All right, check. Moving on. So, yeah. Anyone love dogs? Good. More importantly, does anyone not like dogs? Alright, good. I was going to tell you guys to sick them. Which is not the dog way, okay? It's not the dogma. Okay? Alright, we got one laugh. That's enough of that joke. Alright. Yeah, I used to work at a doggy daycare. That's why I love dogs so much. It's good. This one time, I wore my Michael Vick jersey, and I started yelling at the dogs. I was like, kill him! They don't know. They're just dogs. And this woman, after a show, I did that joke, and she came up to me, and she was like, I'm going to call the authorities. I was like, what? On a doggy daycare? Call the authorities? Okay, who? Paw Patrol? Gonna get Chase on the case? Good, bring him. I'd love to pet him. Who's a good boy, Chase? Okay, that's my dog voice. Okay? Everyone's not so comfortable yet, which is fine, we're gonna get there. Chase has got a poopy butt! That got you. Don't be ashamed, just let the laugh go. How old are we? Anyone born in the 2000s? I hope not. Thank God. Good. They suck. Right? They suck. Okay. How about the 90s? Where are my 90s babies at?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm a 90s baby. What up? Where are my 80s babies? Okay. I like that woo. That was a good woo. Let's keep that woo going throughout the rest of the show, okay? What are the 70s babies? There she is. How about the 60s babies? I felt that was coming. What about the 50s babies? Alright, 40s babies! Come on, get in the way. I was hoping she was going to say, woo! Okay. Let's move on. 30s babies. Thank God. I have no jokes for the 30s babies. 20s babies? No? Okay. That's pretty much it. 10s babies? Definitely not. Okay. Anybody have babies? Yeah. Anybody have kids? Yeah. I'd assume, because, 50s went crazy. I don't have kids. I only have a niece, Emmy, and she's 4. And this one time she was like, Uncle John, tickle me. And I was like, and I did it. That's how I tickle. And she's like, Uncle John, I want you to come to my birthday party, and I want you to tickle me and all my friends. I was like, no. Stop asking people that. Stop it. It's dangerous. Speaking of kids, I saw my dad's balls this one time. Has anyone seen their dad's balls here? No way, it's just me. That's bullshit. There's no way I'm the only one every time, every show. What is going on? Yeah, no, I did. I saw my dad's balls, and I gotta say, it was really nice to see the old place. was. It was good to see the old stomping grounds. Ow. I like that joke because it reminds people where they came from. You were all sperm. Yeah, everyone here was sperm. Yeah, that's usually where I get an uproar, but anyways. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, so you're not better than me, okay? No one here is better than me. Got it? Okay. Yeah, so so this is a fun fact. So if your dad didn't masturbate or ejaculate before conception, like he was religious or something, then he technically carried you longer than your mother did. It's not a fun fact, but it's a fact. Not my dad either. He just, spit all over. I think I was like the 1,000th round or something. Yeah, we got some sick puppies in the house tonight. Yeah, I heard that chuckle, sir. You gotta give it. Come on, let's go. All right, this is the dirtiest, cleanest joke you'll ever hear. Ready? I promise you. I think that every toilet has the potential to be a bidet if you poop hard enough. Thanks. Yeah, that's a clean joke as long as you don't pee first. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's good. It's good. So, has anyone ever seen this Titanic movie? Right? You know, where Leonardo DiCaprio. We don't know that. And Leonardo DiCaprio, he paints Kate Winslet naked, right? That's very romantic for ladies, I assume. You paint her naked, charcoal. Got it. You're the back man. What's your name, sir? Okay, sweet. That's Howard. He just got out of prison. And apparently he's trying to scare me. It's not working. Yeah, so I do that thing where Leonardo, paints Kate Winslet with charcoal. Thank you so much for that. And I do that, but I can only draw stick figures, So it's just like, hey, look how skinny you are. And also, it's quick. It's like, done. Yeah, all right. What do you want to do now? Hey, you guys ready for a great show?
Yeah.
All right, get that energy up. I want everyone to start clapping right now. My first comedian. He's been on Conan 3 times. Please keep it going for Brad Wenzel.
Thank you. Thanks, I appreciate it. Keep it going for your host, everybody. Very good to be here at my friend's family reunion. This is it's significantly warmer on stage than backstage, so this is really nice. All right, here we go. You guys seem like a friendly crowd, You guys seem like you want to laugh, which is huge for this. I want to laugh, Some people get the wrong idea about stand-up. They show up with this attitude, like, make me laugh. Like, make me laugh, I dare you. And it's like, no, you're thinking of tickling. We're just going to tell jokes, that's all it's going to be, alright? So, alright, we're using it. I like this. A lot of folded arms, good. Good energy. I like a room that really screams prove it. We're on the same team. It's not a contest. Anyway, I saw a flyer on a telephone pole that said, "Did you lose a tortoise?" Can you imagine that level of negligence? It's like I turned my head for like 2 hours. All right, we're getting there. We're warming up. We're cooking now. He's very hit and miss talking to people. Like sometimes I'll be doing all right in conversation, and I just run out of stuff to say. Like I don't think I'd be a good therapist because it'd just be people paying me to say yikes. I lean on yikes a lot. I like little phrases like that, like yikes, that kind of help you get through life. Like I've never been in a cult. I never ended up in a cult, and that's a good thing, And I think it's just because of how often I use the phrase, I don't know about all that. Like, that'll keep you out of a cult, you know? Like, I don't think the Manson family would have happened if one guy was like, yeah, I don't know about all that. I think powdered donuts. I think powdered donuts only exist because at some point we needed to find out who was eating all the donuts. It's gotta be like a secret purpose, you know, because it's not even a good donut. Like, hey man, how's that powdered donut? Ah, it's so dry. Oh. It's 8 a.m. I was craving something dusty. Oh, with the powdered donut. This is fun, but I feel like I'm doing it over Skype. Doing the joke. I'm like, did you get it on your end? Trying, all right. I wear a lot of flannel. I like flannel. Red is my favorite color, but red flannel makes me look like the brawny man if they made a weak paper towel. Just some off-brand, can't pick up shit paper towel. Like a picture of me in the mountains. Like, listen, I don't think I should be in the mountains. I'm gonna die up here. I got mistaken for a pizza guy because I look like a pizza guy. I look like a pizza guy on my own. If I'm holding a pizza, it's off the charts. That's what happened. I was staying in a hotel, and I had a pizza. I was in the elevator, and a guy in the elevator turned to me. He was like, hey, how late are you guys open? And I was like, oh, I'm not a pizza guy. And he apologized a lot, which it would have been pretty weird for me to be offended, you know. Like, I'll have you know I'm not some pizza guy. I'm a comedian that can't afford delivery. Doing pretty well. Whenever somebody farts, they always say excuse me, but they never actually leave. Wherever you fart, you might as well say, hope that's cool with you. We're in this. I like this shit. I keep asking myself, like, what would my uncle laugh at? And then I do the joke. That's why I did a fart joke. The person that taught me about sneaking food in the movie theater was my grandma, but she didn't pick realistic snacks for that place, you know. It was always like, yeah, I don't think they're gonna believe they sold us this zucchini bread. I think there's just the confidence that comes with age, you know. Like, she wasn't worried about it. Like, even if the usher was like, ma'am, I don't think we sold you those baked goods wrapped in tinfoil here. She would have been like, why don't you back the fuck up? Trying to watch Osmosis Jones, you narc. What else we got? A lot of people think like the middle finger is the most offensive hand gesture, and like those people have never given someone's baby a thumbs down. You know, that's way worse thing to do. Let's talk about centaurs real quick. Centaur's half man, half horse. You know? So I just wondered, like, if that guy gets sick, does he go to a doctor or the vet? Probably depends on your insurance. Probably go to the vet first, go to the doctor for a second opinion. Like, hey, listen, doc, I got this broken leg, and the vet, he just wants to shoot me in the face. So if you have any alternative remedies, I really don't want to get shot in the face. This is a centaur, call me back. Just gotta clarify the phone, he just sounds like a regular guy. I like dyed Snapple. I enjoy dyed Snapple. I think dyed Snapple should have less interesting facts than regular Snapple. Like, you can't handle real Snapple, you can't handle real facts. Dogs are bigger than cats, but not all the time. Yes, that's true. Soap smells like it tastes good, but no. It's like snowing. I don't know if anyone else can see that. But every once in a while, there's like 3 snowflakes coming in from the sky. All right, gonna do a couple more. Alright, it's so weird to everyone's looking at me like, yeah, I'm not related to you, so fuck off. They asked me to be here. I had to like force my way into the situation. And I'm Conan 3 times. Now I gotta prove myself to a bunch of great ants. Here, I'll do one more. Dragons, let's talk about dragons. Dragons breathe fire. It'd be fun watching one try to cool down soup. I did that joke at a show one time, and this guy came up to me afterward. He's like, that joke you do about dragons? And I said, yeah. He said, fire doesn't burn a dragon's mouth. Why would soup? That's fine, I'm gonna use that. Alright, here we go, thank you.
Hey! How is Brad? Alright, so I heard him talking about farting. I can only fart in public when someone pulls my finger. That means you're in on it. Alright, you guys ready for more comedy? I should have waited to let you laugh. I feel like you would have started something. Alright, you guys ready for more comedy?
Yeah!
Okay, I want you to give a big round of applause. Start clapping right now. Get it up, Diego Ignacio!
This is great, man. Great to be here. I'm having kind of a hard time relating to people my age. A lot of my friends are having kids and buying houses, and they're all trying to convince me how great it is. Everyone with a kid is like, hey, you should totally have a kid. You're going to have all these cool new feelings you never thought you'd have, and all these great new experiences. And I'm like, I don't know, man. You sound a lot like me 5 years ago trying to convince you to take acid. Look, at least if you have a bad acid trip, that wears off. If you have a bad kid, you gotta die first. I wouldn't even know what to name my kid. I got named Diego. That didn't work at all. One time in 4th grade with the Spanish class, and the first assignment was to go home and try to figure out your Spanish name. That's right. It's Diego. Like, how much more Spanish did I think I was gonna get? Like, I'm gonna come back the next day and be like, hola, me llamo Greg Sanders. So I saw a good friend of mine I hadn't seen in a while, and the first thing he said to me was, oh my God, you've like lost all your hair. And I was like, oh, you're still a dick. And I resent him saying that because I feel like, dude, I haven't lost all my hair. I think it's pretty obvious I'm still losing it. I don't think you ever lose all your hair. That would be nice. That would be like the silver lining to going bald. If at some point you didn't have to deal with hair anymore. But I still have to get my hair cut. Yeah, how embarrassing is that? I go to a place, I sit down, I'm like, hey, will you cut my hair? And the guy's like, what the fuck for? And then he just jokes the entire time. He's like, a little more off the top. But I realized I gotta get my hair cut more than someone with a full head of hair. It's more important for me to keep this short than like you got a gray head of hair, man. I would suck your dick for your hair. Come on up here, why don't you? Alright, obviously I'm exaggerating, but if it worked, I would give it a shot. What's my point? So yeah, you can let your hair grow out, it looks cool. You look like a good, cool guy. When I let my hair grow out, people are like, that guy looks like he invented a time machine. Then I gotta stumble around like, Marty, we gotta go back. I said that once to a guy who was like, no, I can't let my hair grow out. If I let it grow out, I get a mullet. I'm like, must be tough. Do you have any idea what kind of mullet I get if I let my hair grow out? Party in the back, apocalypse in the front. have to pay full price for a haircut, I don't think. That doesn't seem fair. My haircut should cost $2.50. And then if I try to tip you, you push it back and you say, no, you buy a half of this. So I've been cutting my own hair for years, and like last month I went and got a real haircut. This is a professional hair. Can you tell? No, I got fucked. It took her 30 seconds to cut my hair. It was a $15 haircut for 30 seconds. When she got done, she was just like, want me to trim your eyebrows? And I just went to a new doctor, and when you go to a new doctor, they have all those new doctor questions. They're like, do you have any irregular coughing, or do you have trouble sleeping? And then he got to the part where he's like, have you experienced any hair loss? And I was like, are you a real doctor? Yeah, a lot of hair loss. Almost exclusively hair loss. Have I experienced any hair loss? I want to be like, no, you know what? Actually, I haven't. I was born like this. I did experience a tiny bit of hair growth, but luckily that cleared itself right away. Experienced any hair loss? Yeah. This isn't on purpose. I don't go to a barbershop and say, hey, I want a moonroof. Don't do that. And I've been trying to stay in shape because my same friend, he was like, man, you can't be bald and fat. You gotta pick one. And I was like, pick one. I'm already bald. He was like, start running, fatty. Keep going. And you know what's crazy is, I said that once and someone in the crowd goes, yeah. And I'm like, you know what's crazy? And they were like, yeah. And I'm like, what's crazy? And they were like, yeah. I'm like, oh, you're super drunk. And they're like, yeah. I was gonna say, it's crazy that you can do stand-up for a living. I can't believe that you can be funny for a living. Because being funny, that's like an adjective that describes a person's personality. No one else does that with other parts of their personality. No one's ever like, have you ever seen how grumpy Steve is? Man, he's one of the greats. He's like top 5 grumpy. It's like him, the Grinch, that cat. He's up there. You ever see him call customer service? It's like listening to Mozart. Speaking of Mozart, do you guys know Beethoven was only 12 years old when he composed his first symphony? Isn't that crazy? Doesn't that just put into perspective how awful symphonies are? The fact that a 12-year-old could write one, it's like, dun, 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 I could have written that. And then Beethoven became deaf and continued to compose symphonies. Isn't that a bit of a red flag? Like, even his body was like, yeah, we're not listening to this shit. I do love jokes. I love telling jokes. And easily my favorite kind of joke has to be lying. Lying is my favorite. You know when people are like, hey man, you come to my party next week? And you're like, yeah. And they're like, really? And you're like, no. I was just kidding. Do you guys think it's okay to lie? Yeah, that's pretty aggressive. Someone's got a secret. I've been asking a lot of crowds this, and sometimes people say yes, sometimes they say maybe, sometimes they stand up and scream no, and I'm like, oh, you've been cheated on before. I think yes or maybe. That's probably the closest to an adult answer we're going to get. And the reason I've been thinking about it so much, and it's kind of timely for the season, is because I was thinking, if I have kids, am I going to tell them about Santa Claus? Is that a lie that does more harm than good, or is it the other way around? And look, I know there's like no good way to break it to your kids that Santa Claus isn't real, and I think the way you find out is really important. And I remember in the kitchen, my mom was doing dishes, drinking a beer, and she just goes, you don't still believe that, do you? And then I had to be like, no, and then I run to my room and put my face in my pillow and whisper, he only comes if you believe. So the truth is, I don't really think it did me any psychological harm to believe in Santa Claus, but I do think it made it a little harder to figure out whether or not I believed in God. Does that make sense? Because like for all those years, I believed in this magical guy who could do the impossible. Then years later, it turns out to be my parents. So I get a little older, I'm trying to figure out what I believe. If I believe in God or not, I have to call up my mom and dad and be like, wait, are you guys also God? Like when my ex-girlfriend finally got her period that one time, was that you guys? Anyway, you're going, but pregnancy scares, they're a hoot, man. I highly recommend them. They're a good time. I can't believe sex is designed to make people, that's what sex is for. Nobody wants that to happen. There's like one old couple in Utah really trying for a baby, but everyone else is just praying to my parents. And all the things we do to not get pregnant, guys buy condoms, women take birth control. I do it all. I use condoms, I pull out, I take birth control. I cut her brakes, everything. I think it's really... And I mentioned pulling out. Pulling out is not good sex advice, but at least it's better than the worst sex advice I ever got. It's from my grandfather over the holidays. He was like, when it comes to your sexual partner in the bedroom, they're either into being choked, or they're about to find out that they're into being choked. I was like, whoa, Grandpa, maybe you wait till after church. Hey, you guys have been awesome. Thank you so much. John Mercado!
Good. Are you guys having fun? Yeah! This is the only way I know if you're having fun. If not, then we gotta stop the whole thing. And it's over. So, keep saying yes to that. And keep saying yes to your next comedian. She comes all the way from Detroit, Michigan. Can you believe it? My God. You're gonna fucking love her, I guarantee it. I do shows with her every Wednesday. She has groomed me, not, this, not hairs, but she has groomed my comedy style. She has helped me through a lot. Please, start clapping right now. Everybody, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on! Everybody, keep going for Melody Hubbard!
I did not see everybody clap. That is against the law because I'm a double minority. I'm a black female, which means you have to laugh at every joke I tell this evening. Or you are going to jail. So let me start this over one more time. How y'all doing, Martha? All my kinfolk out here, how y'all doing? Y'all good? Y'all good? How's the family reunion? Hey, auntie, uncle. Miss y'all, hey, brother. How you doing? Sister, look good? Okay. Have a good day. Any police officers in here before I get this started? Okay, because I came down here with 7-day insurance from 8 days ago, so I ain't got time. Right now, 9 mile, I had no incidents in here. Who ready for Christmas? Anybody ready for Christmas? Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am born and raised in Detroit, Michigan. I know. I was raised in Detroit, not Detroit, not the new Detroit, but Detroit, okay? Where we live on Finkel, not 5 Mile, okay? 6 Mile, not the Nichols. 8 Mile, I don't know shit about baseline. Like, that's where Detroit I'm from. Who been downtown Detroit recently? Clap it up, been downtown Detroit? Like, I was down there the other day, and I seen a couple white people on Belle Isle, bike lanes and stuff, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Urban renewal, gentrification, get ahead of the game. I thought it was an isolated incident. I just, myself. But I went back downtown last week, and it was fucking white out. Nobody told me. Nobody told me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought y'all was gonna come 2 by 2. Y'all came like, I thought y'all was coming like Noah's Ark, but y'all came, come like The Walking Dead. And I was like, okay. Bike lanes on Jefferson? It hurts me. I love it. I do. But I didn't even know that Belle Isle had grass. Like, that's weird. They got deers, grass. It's actually a skate park. Like, I didn't know that's what it was. Like, that's the Detroit that I'm from. Like, every place I go is either, like, every bar I used to go to is either a Quicken Loans parking lot or a Java House. Like, that's weird. That's kind of where I'm at with this, and I don't know how I feel. So I feel like for my troubles, because I can't fuck on Belle Isle no more, somebody need to buy me a martini. Respectfully, sir, I feel like you're the representative, so get your out. Try to look out, make this happen. Make that happen. Man, I work in retail. It's crazy. I don't work at any like normal store at all. I work at Kohl's. And I know this audience Kohl's shoppers in here. They in here like, "Wah! Lose your damn mind." The spirit be using me. This whole table is a apartment now. I feel it. I feel a little Dana Buckman over there in the corner. Little Dana Buckman. Y'all sophisticated. Y'all do Laura Conrad, you know. Sonoma, sir, rugged, yet reliable. Okay, I got you. Y'all might not like me after I get done with this Kohl's joke. Let me cover a couple ground rules. Number one, I work at Kohl's in West Bloomfield, home of the rich, cheap people. Y'all got me? When I say I don't have no money, that don't mean I got $1,000 to play with. That means I got $6 to my next payday. $2 for gas, $2 for a pick two, $2 for weed, and I got an $8 credit in the streets. Like, this is where I'm at with mine. Tell y'all something else about working at Kohl's. This is gonna blow y'all mind. Kohl's cash does expire. I'm just gonna let y'all know right now. It does expire. Somebody in here feel like they want to call corporate, not today. Okay? Y'all get on my nerves. I'm tired of people coming to my line with $500 worth of shit with Kohl's cash from 2012 with ripped up UPC code that you want me to read. And then y'all get mad and put the shit down like nuts. Like, oh, okay, really? That's the white people fuck you. Nuts! Like, me and Maureen gotta take the stuff back, and you know Kohl's got the oldest cashiers ever. Let's get it together. Enough of that. Let me see that happen again. I'll choke you out in the parking lot. Black people get on my nerves at the grocery too. I know it's like maybe one of us in here somewhere. I can't really see in the light. You know what I'm saying? If you out there, clap your hands. You know what I'm saying? If you out there, if you're not out there. Okay, well, I'm let y'all in on a little secret. They're not out there because ain't nobody gonna go back and report to the home office. So I'm gonna let y'all in on a little secret. If a black person is letting you get ahead of them in line, it's not because they're really being nice. It's usually because they wait to get to one black cashier at Kohl's, which is usually one. You know what I'm saying? And I promise you, do an experiment this summer. Just do a little experiment when you go shopping again. They're gonna be like, go ahead. Go ahead, baby. You okay? That's smart, cute. Go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. And I promise, if you turn around, they're gonna be behind you like, hey, yo, my sister, my queen. My Nubian goddess, you got me? I was like, man, fucking Tyrone, I got you. Come on, get this discount. Let y'all know, there's a universal discount that all black people use. It's called the hookup. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just let y'all know that's how we get free cable, all this shit. We're gonna come hip you to it. Any weed smokers you propose with one people in here? Any vapors? Oh, y'all, okay. Thank you to one brave person in the back. People, I love group shows because there's always one person who do it, but they don't want to say it because the person next to them might be judgmental. So just blink. You know what I'm saying? Just blink. Because I'm the, you know, I indulge, but I'm not really cool with the legalization of weed. I wasn't. We didn't think this all the way through. Because like I told y'all, if it's legal, how am I going to get a credit at the dispensary? I can't. And I feel like it's somebody in this room's fault. I feel like one random white person went to the drug house, got in there, wrote a bad Yelp review, and now weed is legal. Like you in there like, oh my God, I went over to DeAndre's house. The stairs were messy. I could see the whole floor. There was a dog in the basement that was unattended to, tied up to a chain, and I don't know why he was doing that. He wanted me to eat cereal with him, and he didn't even know what an AFI was. Like all this shit is the reason why weed is legal. Like I feel like this is some bullshit in the game. Anybody single? I like people clap their hands because I can't really see what it is. Clap your hands. Don't be ashamed. I'll come back to that. Who's married? Anybody married? So this whole wall and these people over here just in a situationship. That's what y'all got going on, situationship? Okay. Don't act like you don't know what a situationship is, Ferndale. Okay? So when you have a situation in your life that outweigh your judgment, translation, you start sleeping with somebody you didn't normally sleep with, so now y'all together. Like, that's a situationship. I like to call myself a bi-weekly baller, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just certain shit I do on a pay week that I don't do on an off pay week. You know what I'm saying? It's just how I live my life, you know. Let's not act like we don't bi-weekly ball. Let's not act like on an off pay week that we eat tuna fish sandwiches. And then when we get paid, we walk up the subway like a boss. Like, let me get a foot long, steak and cheese, extra steak. spent $18 at Subway. But I'm a bi-weekly baller, and so on my bi-weekly pay week, I decided to try a little online dating. And I tried to read. Anybody ever tried it? Nobody? I feel like you be lying. I feel like y'all ain't never tried it. Oh, y'all married though. I mean, if you tried it a little bit, would you try it? If you divorced, would you try it?
Oh, we're not married.
I'm looking at this man with his arms folded. Yeah, okay. He looking at me, he looking dead in my damn face, like she's not talking to me. Buddy, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking right at you. But I tried online dating. I tried a couple different websites because it was on Groupon. You know what I'm saying? So I tried eHarmony, but you still gotta take a test for eHarmony, and it was still $44.95 a month. I failed the test because I'm still single. Like it didn't work out. I tried Christian Mingle because I was like, if Jesus can't help me find a man, he can't. They was like, what kind of man you want? I was like, I want a Peter and a Boaz. That means I want a thug and a provider. So that was what it is. I want somebody who's like, praise the Lord, pay your tithes, still punch him in the throat. Like that's the kind of man I was looking for. I like bad guys. I don't care. Who want a boring ass man? Not me. So anyway, that's why I got on interracialdating.com because it was $20 a month. So I said, let me go and see, cast my net out here. You know what I'm saying? See what I can find for $20 on interracial dating. You know. Sir, maybe you didn't hear my cute black ass. I said I tried interracialdating.com for $19.99 a month. You've been looking at me all night like I look familiar. It's me, Chocolate City 30. Oh, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Suge White 81. Acting like you don't know his name. Like you don't know his name. But I got on interracialdating.com and like my expectations was real high. Like I thought I was gonna find like a Bradley Cooper, a Thor, you know. Thor with the cape, of course, you know. Hell, I would've took Liam Neeson. I wanted to get taken. That man had a particular set of skills. He was a white man with good credit. I was like, damn. Working with this. But that's not what I found, y'all. I found Bubba, Jeffro, and Gilbert. But I went out with them anyway because I spent $20. I was vested. A couple things I figured out when you date a white man. Not a white boy, but a white man. A couple things. They come with their own theme music. You know what I'm saying? He jumped out his pickup truck, GM, not Ford, you know. And when he jumped out, he came with his own theme music. I pulled up, he jumped out, the music started playing. All I heard was, like a rock. I was strong as I can be. He's standing there, his little man ponytail blowing, like a rock. Nothing never got to me. It's like, shit, cool, you know. What nobody told me is when you date a mixed martial arts fighter that they're kind of aggressive a little bit. And I didn't know that, you know, because I decided to go for a nightcap. And maybe that's why I got kicked off Christian Mingle. I clicked the box for nightcaps, you know what I'm saying? I can't nightcap it on Christian Mingle. Can't nightcap it. But I went up there, and I went up for a nightcap because he was a mixed martial arts fighter. Ferndale, when I went upstairs, he put me in the headlock, sucked my titty, and called the foreplay. Sorry, I'm slow it down for you. I went upstairs. I walked up there. He put me in the headlock, sucked my titty. Okay? Got it? Everybody got it? But I like it. So we've been together since then. Y'all, my name is Melanie Carr. Y'all have a good night.
All right, that's enough. Okay, are we having fun?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Don't have to stop the show. It's good. All right, keep that going. Come on, everybody, start. All right, I want you. This guy he laughs after dark on Amazon. Check it out. He's about to kill it on the stage. Come on, give it up for Nick Rossi.
Hello, thank you so much.
Freddie Mercury. It won't be as good as him. Hello, this is fun. I'm from Michigan originally. I live in Los Angeles. I'm very cold all the time. Now that I've come here, it's good to be back though. I'm having a great time in my life right now. My girlfriend and I just celebrated 3 years together. I love her very much. Thank you so much. A lot of people do it, but thank you so much for that. It's great. She's great. She accidentally called me mom the other day, so that was a weird moment. We're getting a little too comfortable in our relationship. I don't know if you guys have ever heard instant regret before. She was in the other room and she went, "Hey, mom?" Oh no. Amazing. I love it. I get where she's coming from though. I am the mom of our apartment, 100%. Oh my god, I make people take their shoes off. I got hardwood floors when I'm playing around. They're very clean. Gorgeous. I don't like surprises. Moms don't like surprises. I don't like them at all. And I had a big one when we first moved in together. I found this out. My girlfriend grew up with 2 religions in her life. She followed 2 of them to this day, which is insane. I don't follow any religion. I grew up agnostic. I don't have any of that. My girlfriend grew up Jewish and Disney, which is insane. Have you guys heard of that cult? Yeah, there's a lot of them, and they are a wild bunch. It's too much. We talk about religious extremism in this country for other religions. My girlfriend and her entire family would die for the magical kingdom. Do you understand? That cartoon mouse could come on screen and be like, "Bomb a bank," and they would do it. Kill them all. Line up the dissidents, take them out. Oh. They would do it. Scary. I'm nervous too because if we have kids, they're going to be Disney kids because it goes through the mom. I was a Nickelodeon kid growing up. Yeah, those are different kids entirely. You know, a Nickelodeon kid to a Disney kid is a lot like me saying, "Yeah, I used a freebase when I was 11 years old." Is that going to be an issue? Ask Disney kids what their favorite TV shows are like. It's incredible. They're always like, "My favorite show was about a family that had some problems, and then they were a family again." What about you, Nickelodeon? It's always some kid like smoking a cigarette in the back of the room. And he's always like, "Yeah, I like that show, Rocko's Modern Life. It's about a depressed wallaby. I also enjoyed Rugrats. That's about babies and their negligent parents. Very cool on that family concept, Disney. It's groundbreaking." She has a very big family. I don't. I'm an only child. I don't like to tell people that I'm an only child in conversation because every time that comes up, somebody always says, "Oh, that makes sense." That's not very kind if you're one of those people. No one's ever like, "Oh my god, you're an only child? That makes sense. You're like fierce, unique, and independent. You march to your own beat." No, it's always like, "Oh, you're an only child? That makes sense. You're very loud and selfish." Perfect. I think the one thing that you can't assume about only children is that we have to have a big imagination because we're alone all the time. And I had a weird imagination growing up. So like I used to come home from school and I would make a meal for myself called a Cinnassun. And if you don't know what a Cinnassun is, and you don't because I created it. A Cinnassun is when you take a cinnamon bun and you rip it apart into tiny little flakes and then you arrange those flakes around the perimeter of the plate like the rays of a sun. And then you put a bowl of milk in the middle. Okay? It's some real fat kid shit, but I did it every day. And I would come home from school and I would pretend to be like a disgruntled chef on my last Cinnassun of the day. It's very depressing for a child. You know what I mean? Like some kids come home and they pretend to fight dinosaurs or explore space. I came home and pretended to be a man mad at his life. And then I would serve it to myself, but I was always a dick about it. I'd take it downstairs and I'd be like, "This is cold, take it back." And then I'd eat it alone in the kitchen. Why? It's because I don't like confrontation. I don't like that at all. I'm not a very confrontational guy. I'm not gonna like ever get into anyone's face about anything. I'm not like really a manly guy? I think that's pretty clear so far. I'm not. I'm not, because men are wild. I don't fit in with guys. Has anyone here ever had alcohol with a man before? Whoa. That's an intense time if you're sensitive. Holy shit. It will come for you. Every time I have vodka, I always add orange juice to it. And there's always one guy that goes, "Oh, you gotta add orange juice to the vodka? You can't handle the vodka?" No, I can't. Okay? Vodka tastes like spoiled water. Do you all know that? It's gross. It tastes like water that's expired. Sorry that I'm adding citrus to that. Scotch is the same way. Men love scotch, and I don't really understand that at all. It's like this much of it in a cup, and guys are always like, "Do you like that smoky wooden finish?" What the fuck does that mean? I'm asking. A smoky wooden finish? Ugh. I was tired of drinking things that taste like cherries and berries. Let's add campfire to the taste in my mouth. Yum, yum, yum. More campfire, please. Sophisticated. I wince whenever I drink liquor. That sucks. Don't like that. Because guys always see that and they're like, "That's so weird. This is good stuff. It should go down smooth." No, it fucking shouldn't. Do you know what goes down smooth? Milk. Or water. Or a warm tea. Not scotch. Makes me mad. I pee sitting down. Let's talk about it. Relax, all right? There's always a murmur in the crowd when I tell this joke. Something progressive. I pee sitting down. And listen up, man. It's fantastic, okay? Because you can take a break from work. You can catch up on the news. You don't have to use a urinal ever again. And if you don't know what a urinal is for some reason, it's like a disgusting sideways bathtub implanted into a wall. It's the worst. In guy culture, if you need to take a shit, people are always like, "Okay, here's a room, there's a door, there's a toilet, there's some paper, you take your time, you have fun, okay, privacy is key, But if you need to pee, everybody's like, "Stand in front of your peers and perform, yes? Take out your sword, my liege." It's gross. So guys are always standing as close as they can to the urinal. Close enough, by the way, that piss is blasting back onto their pants. Yeah, ew. Ew. Every man in here. Except for me. I keep sitting down. I can eat off these. It's great. I'm not a very manly guy. That's hard for me, too, because I'm Italian-American. I come from a very masculine culture. And it's hard. Like, my dad is not. My dad is American. My dad is like a sweet, sensitive, compassionate man. He's amazing, but he really wants to be Italian more than anything. And my father is bilingual, and he will always use that as an option to say and prove it to everyone. So, like, I'll be hanging out with my dad, and he'll be like, "Well, you want to go to this restaurant? They've got great appetizers. Maybe we can have some bruschetta." I'm like, "What'd you just say?" He goes, "Bruschetta, ciao." We went to Italy one time, dude rocked a fanny pack the entire time. I was like, "You need to pick a side, Chuck." Right? Can't pop off an Italian stateside and rock a fanny pack in the fashion capital of the world. Are you insane? He's a sweet man. No, my mom is from Italy. My mom was born and raised in Italy. Like I said, I'm their only child. And I don't look Italian at all. I sort of look like I grew up in Billy Elliot's hometown. And it was worse when I was younger. My hair used to be a lot redder. My arms are very freckly. My mom once called me when I was in college in a full-blown panic. I picked up the phone, and she said, "Nick, have you heard the news? It's beat up a ginger day on Facebook. They've already beaten one up. You stay inside." And she hung up the phone. I don't know if you guys have ever heard anybody with a heavy accent scream the word "stay inside" and then hang up a telephone. It's a uniquely chilling experience. We'll say that. And my mom is a smart person. My mom's a college professor. She was an engineer before that. She's a woman of accomplishment. She's amazing, right? But she's so worried about my well-being that she briefly entertained the notion that an anti-ginger militia was hunting her only child throughout the streets of Ann Arbor, Michigan. And I believe her. I do. That's the biggest problem. I realized this recently. I have an implicit trust in moms with accents. They're the most powerful type of person by far. Oh my God. Because they're all like, everything they say sounds weird and mystical. And it's always like vague enough to keep you guessing. Like you never really know. Like one time my mom saw me, I was sitting on my bed, there was a hat right next to me. I did not think this was controversial. My mom walked into my room, she made direct eye contact with me. And she said, never leave a hat on a bed. And I said, what? And she said, never leave a hat on a bed. And I said, who told you that? And then she said, Nonna, which means grandma, and just walked away. I'm 28 years old. I have never left a hat on a bed since. I have no idea why. I'm just terrified of the unknown. My girlfriend left a hat on the bed once and I was like, you take that off! Oh, we don't need an Italian witch visiting us at night. I don't know what will happen. That's a foreign mom power, 100%. American moms, they don't have that. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Like if somebody introduced me to their American mom and they were like, hey, this is my mom, her name's Kathy. She's got a weird superstition about wearing red shoes on a Sunday. I'd be like, shut up, Kathy. Shut your mouth. But if my mom was like, never wear red shoes on a Sunday, I would never, ever wear red shoes. And I gotta say, from one mom to another, wow, I really respect that power. I have such a long way to go if I'm gonna be a good mom to my girlfriend. Guys, my name's Nick Scarborough.
Keep it going. Don't stop. Keep it going. I pretended that was for me. It felt great. None of you care about me. Yeah, no. Not awe. We're past awe. Let's get to the root of it. Why don't you love me? Why don't you love me, sir? You love me? Then prove it. All right, let's get away from that guy. Notice I didn't call you my dad because you threatened me earlier. Rat bastard. Okay, let's move the fuck out, shall we? Okay, that's good. Can anyone see my crooked teeth?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck you. Way too quick. Ex-daddy. My second choice daddy. Fuck you. Sorry. I hope you don't kill me. Sir. Excuse me, sir. Sir, fuck you. No, I don't like this. I don't like that you have the power and I don't. Okay? Let's address it. Yeah, no, take him away. Somebody get him out of here! Okay. I'm glad that ended smoothly. So yeah, I have crooked teeth, right? It's cool. It's fine, you know. Yeah, I just got an agent too, like an acting agent. So, and she typecasted me as the before pictures for Invisalign. I'm laughing so much. I'm sad. Yeah, they're funny. Funny teeth. That's what they used to say in high school. What are you looking back there? They didn't say that. They were nice girls. All of them were nice girls, except for that one man. My sisters had braces, which is, cool. I used to make fun of them. I'd be like, brace face, right? Metal mouth bitch. And then our parents ran out of money, and I was like, ha! Fuck. Why are you shaking your head? That's funny. No, it's funny. Just laugh at my pain. Come on. Chuckle. I want to see that belly move. I want to see a button pop. And I want it to hit me in the forehead. Let's move the fuck on. You guys having fun? Yeah! You guys like this place?
Yeah.
Piece of shit, right? Everyone drunk? Are you doing a science experiment with your drinking? You slow this up for everybody to see? We got a beaker. Anyone got a beaker? Anybody got a beaker? Okay, just you. How'd you get the beaker? You special? Okay. Brought your own tools? Brought your own liquor? Is that just ethanol? Are you trying to motor a car? That's as much as I can do with that beaker. Alright! Let's move the fuck up. It's my tag. Yeah. It's good. It's good. Alright, I want everyone to at the count of 3, say your high school. Scream out your high school you went to. 1, 2, 3. I didn't understand a word. I heard a lot of Marion. Is that true? No, I didn't. My ears are fucked. Okay, Trenton? Trenton? We're not gonna... We're not going on this nice rabbit hole you've obviously done out of premeditated assholeness to me. This is all because you hate me. Not yet. Yeah, there's plenty of time. I still gotta go to prison. Just like you. What'd you go to prison for? You lied. You just lied. Okay. No one feed him booze. Oh, too late. Okay, is it awkward for you? Good. Alright, we're gonna keep getting there then. 4 eyes. Looks like that. Fuck you. Sorry. Corduroy's nice. Everything looks good. Yeah, we're gonna keep going. Hey, are you guys having fun? Come on, we're gonna keep going. Keep this show rolling. Alright, we're gonna keep this show rolling. Please give it up for the last guy, Nick Scardossier. Scardarossi. There we go. Scardarossi, he was a producer of this. He helped make all this possible for you guys. He helped. He came inspired. So you can all be clapping right now. And the other part of that is your next comedian that's about to come on stage. So I want that clap to keep going right now. Keep it going for Allie Brown!
You guys want keep it going for your house! Keep it going for me! Okay, one more for me! Oh, thank you guys so much. You've been such a great audience. That's all the time I have for you. Thank you. Hi guys, hello! Hi guys, my name is Allie Brown for those 6 of you in the audience that don't know me. My name is Allie Brown. I am 29 years old and I say sorry all the time! Anybody else in here? Habitual apologizers? Am I right, ladies? You know, I'm sorry! I am. I really, really am. It's my base. I'm trying to build from it, but it's hard. You know, I'm trying to get good at it. I've got this really intense manager at work. Her name is Yvette. She's from Queens, New York, and she's intense. She never says sorry, because they don't say sorry in Queens. They really don't. She was telling me something the other day. She was like, listen, I'm not mad. You just like messed this thing up. Don't do it again. And I was like, I'm really sorry. And she's like, Allie, you gotta stop saying sorry unless you're actually sorry, okay? You gotta be like the Cheryl woman who wrote that woman's book and lean in and stop apologizing. And my immediate response to this pep talk was, I'm so sorry about how sorry I was just. I'm really sorry about being sorry. And then of course saying sorry about being sorry. If Yvette were to die tomorrow, her like tombstone would be like, Yvette, tough broad from Queens. And I love that, right? Like if I were to die tomorrow, it'd be like, Allie Brown, tough, time with dairy products. You know? They're both truths, but very different truths, right? You guys, I am from Michigan. Thank you. I was raised by a very stereotypical Midwest mom. Give it up for Midwest moms. catchphrase, it would be trust no one, believe nothing. Right? Yeah. She's a very, very real fear of the world deep inside her. And ever since I was born, she has wanted to thrust that fear deep inside of me. But not in like a gross way, you know what I'm saying? She was always like, I'll be talking to her on the phone, and she'll end with, I just wanted you to know that, do you remember, Mary Jo Sullivan? I don't. Oh, well yeah, you went to middle school or elementary school with her daughter. Kathleen literally could not remember this woman to save my life. She goes, well, I just wanted to let you know that her grandmother died. I thought that's something that you might want to know. Okay, all right, Mom, I can't really talk about it. I'm about to go to yoga class. Oh, I think you also would want to know that I read this article. Where'd you read it? I don't remember, but I read it. I read this article that yoga mats are covered in flesh-eating bacteria. I just thought you would want to know. She's always like, they're gonna get you. I'm like, Mom, who's they? Them. She don't know, it's a pronoun, it's very real, but they're gonna get you wherever they are. And so she really, for the record, I'm ripping on her, but I believe everything she says. I try so deeply to fight the fear, but then it's just coursing through my veins at all times, right? My mom really instilled a fear of the world in me at a very young age, and this is how she did it. In her defense, when I was very little, I had zero concept of stranger danger. You guys know what stranger danger is, right? It's like when you tell little kids, hey, not all adults are safe, not all adults are smart, which is part of the reason why I never took candy from the bus driver on Halloween. I was the only child on the Queen of Martyrs bus not enjoying the Princess Snickers. Because my mom told me that sometimes bus drivers will put poison in a needle and then put that poisonous needle into your Snickers bar. And that's why you say no thank you and you keep walking. So I did. No one else died, but everyone else enjoyed the Snickers. Yeah, it's not good. I had no concept of stranger danger, right? So my mom was like, I gotta scare the shit out of my kid. And this is how she did it. She told me before my first day of second grade, so for those of you without kids or who just don't care, I'm 7, right? And the whole thing was when I was in second grade, I could wait for the bus by myself. It was my moment of independence, my quinceañera, if you will. And my mom was like, Allison, I'm not comfortable with you waiting for the bus by yourself. And I said, why? And she goes, well, you could get abducted. And I said, what does it mean to be abducted? And she looked me in the eyes and she said, well, it means a man in a van. I'm sorry, guys, there's always men in vans. It means a man in a van is going to take you away. So I said, well, where's away? And she goes, to his basement. Now, okay, growing up in Michigan, we all know basements are a second living room, right? I had a Sega Genesis, a snack corner. I had a monogram beanbag chair that had my initials on it. So I was like, yeah, let's go to the stranger's basement. It sounds like a good time. And she's like, no, Allison, there are no snack corners, and there are no Segas, there are no beanbag chairs in this man's basement. And I was like, why would someone have a basement then? It's not filled with fun. What's going to happen to me, Mom? What does it really mean when someone abducts you? And she looked me, her little girl, full of hope and joy and positivity and optimism, straight in the eyes, and she said, well, he's going to hurt you in the private parts of the head. Yeah, guys. My mom told me a man was going to put me into his van, take me to his Sega-less basement, and hurt me in my private parts with a hammer. So that's why I moved to New York City. No basement. Found that loophole, Mom. Yes. My mom is here tonight. And my dad is here tonight. But not together, because they're not together. And it doesn't mean mean we're not a family. It just means now we have more family to share, you know? Could you guys imagine if this was like my Parent Trap scenario, like Dennis Quaid and Lindsay Lohan are like, you guys are getting back together! Let's do it! Oh God. It's funny because it's not gonna happen. No, actually no one in here is getting back together, but everyone in here will be converting to Christianity! Just kidding. You guys are all white and Christian anyway, am I right? Okay, anyway, God, I took a risk with the religious jokes. You know. Guys, I am in a relationship myself. Thank you. I am in love. I met my boyfriend, who is real. I know, about 3 years ago, and I will say, I really didn't like being single, right? Like, is anybody in here single? Okay, don't worry, it gets better. Teasing. It doesn't. It's honestly just complicated, and as we saw from people get together and people break up, that's life. No, I met my boyfriend about 3 years ago, and I will say it was all about timing. Like, I was in the perfect place in my life to be dating somebody, in that, like, I stopped reeking of desperation. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because nothing says, whoa, please don't call me, like somebody's like, so when can I call you? Because I don't know if you guys have sensed this about me, I have a very, like, thirsty, theatrical energy, and sometimes when you're trying to be, like, sexy and cute, it doesn't read like that. It reads really scary, you know? I'll break down the scenario. Before I was dating my boyfriend, who is real, I went on this really, really great date. I got set up with somebody, this guy named Aaron, and we went to dinner, and we were just really clicking. And at one point throughout the date, right, he mentions to me that he's Jewish, which I like am immediately like, oh my God, a chosen person, that's so exciting. And you know, I'm just like immediately burying like my Catholic guilt just like deeper and deeper into the ground for years of persecution, and I don't know anything else I can apologize for. I am sorry. And so Aaron is like, we're like really hitting it off, and he had mentioned, he was telling me this story, like he works in Wall Street, right? And someone basically got removed from his floor mid-workday, like by the authorities for something relating to numbers. I don't really know, like business is not my forward-facing motion. So I wanted to respond to this story, Jesus Christ, that's crazy, because it is. But somewhere between my brain deciding to say, Jesus Christ, I went, oh, maybe Aaron will get offended if I say Jesus Christ. So instead, what came out was, Jews! And then to try to make up for the fact that I just belted Jews at him in a public place, I said, are here now. Are they not? Yeah. Turns out, belting Jews are here now is not a great way to secure a relationship. It really isn't. No, but my boyfriend and I, we just recently moved in together. Thank you. Yeah, and you guys, so I've never lived with another person before. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, don't let the highlights fool you. I'm not like a wealthy woman. I have had roommates before. Like, I've never like lived alone my single sexy life. But I mean, like, I've never lived with somebody who I am in love with, right? And it is the most intimate relationship I've ever, or the most intimate our relationship has ever been, but it has nothing to do with sex, because all we're doing is talking about feelings. And feelings are never wrong, right? So sometimes you have to talk about how you feel about splitting the pine nut hummus. Even though I'm not going to eat any of the pine nut hummus, you still want me to split it with you because you bought it at Whole Foods. So you made this choice, and that's what being in a relationship is. It's splitting $8 hummus that you will never eat. But that's what love is, right? Right? Help me, yes? Thank you. No, we are trying to get more adventures in the bedroom, you know? I always want to put a wig on, be somebody else, have sex with an accent. That sounds fun to me. My boyfriend is a little more not there yet. right? So we're trying to find ways to really like work on it. And something that he struggles with is he says that in the moment he gets really nervous. He doesn't really know what to say. And one night we were sort of like kissing and hugging and getting ready to, you know, sex. And I said to him, I was like, so what's going on? He's like, I don't want to like say the wrong thing. I like don't want to be weird. And I was like, listen, it's not so much about like what you say, it's just how you say it. So whatever comes into your brain, just say it kind of low like this. Give me a look that's kind of like this. I was like, okay, I think I can do that. I was like, okay, cool. Let's take it from the top. That's an industry term. So we start going again, and I go, what are you thinking? And he goes, I don't know what to say. And I'm really nervous. And I was like, yes, let's go with that. You guys, you've been amazing. My name is Ellie Brown. Thank you so much. Nick, you want to get out here? Thank you so much to Kelly. You've been awesome. We'll be here. Come see Go. They have amazing improv, sketch comedy. Go Blue. Go.
Yeah.
Go. Honestly, thank you so much. It was such a joy to do comedy in my home state. I've never done this before, so thank you so much.
I hope you guys had a great night. This is the end of the show, so finish those drinks like the sir did, like a pro, like my dad did. Alright, I'm supposed to announce that everybody needs to leave. So finish those drinks. Yeah, get going. Come on, let's go. Yeah, you guys have been great. Enjoy the rest of your night, but this is over. So, hurry up! You can meet the comedians outside if you want to talk to them, take pictures with me and all that shit. But other than that, you gotta get up. There's another show coming, so let's move. Yeah, don't leave. I was just kidding. And one of my final jokes. Don't leave. Make sure you pay for what you ordered. Right? Don't be a dick. Just, pay what you owe type thing. So don't go anywhere. Make sure she gets her money. And tip her fat. Okay? Everybody tip the wait staff really fat. I don't like all the talking that's going on. Hey, everyone's Alright, that's it. Thank you very much. Have a great night.